Next up, Terry Danish. All of a sudden got hungry for sweets. So Terry says, Brian, I can't say enough about how helpful and entertaining, in parentheses, your videos are. Well, we thank you, Terry. Appreciate that. It's way more fun to learn if you're entertained, and we've kind of always taken that approach. And we also try not to take ourselves too seriously. It's only fly fishing. This is not rocket surgery. I have a question I was hoping you can answer for me. I notice you use orange fly line in your videos. Is this just so we can see the line easier as you show various techniques, or do you use orange fly line when fishing? It seems logical to me that perhaps a moss green color would be less conspicuous to the fish. Does it make any real difference what color I use? Well, Terry, this is a subject we have talked about quite a bit, but we still appreciate your question and always happy to answer, which we answer all questions. You see me using the bright orange fly line along with this bright yellow rod for teaching. But when you see me fish, in most cases, I am fishing with a bright orange fly line. And there's probably tons and tons of videos and tons of footage of me actually fishing, yes, with a bright orange fly line. Some cases where I have not used a bright orange fly line was probably because the taper line that I wanted was not available in orange. But trust me, if it's available in orange, I'm using the brightest fly line I can. And we learned this many, many years ago from our friend Flip Palette, who designed this particular line from Cortland. But we also worked with scientific anglers over the past couple years on a project called Project Orange. And that's where we basically convinced scientific anglers to make some of their more popular line tapers in bright orange, because so many people are starting to realize how important this bright orange fly line is, or at least a line color you can see. Your logical sense tells you that the fish is going to be less inclined to see a moss green color. But I want you to remember three things. First and foremost, the most important part about casting, one of the most important parts about delivery and then manipulating your fly on the water is being able to see your fly line. The worst case scenario is that you can't see your fly line. So I know it's counterintuitive, but man, this bright orange fly line is an absolute godsend. I can't hardly fish without it. And then I'll tell you two things. The first thing came from Lefty Cray. He said, fly line color does not spook fish. Bad casting spooks fish. And you know what? That's been proven time and time again. And then our good friend Flip Palette. Flip says, doesn't matter what the fly line color is. He said, just don't show it to them. Yes, we've also had this discussion with our good friend Sean Leeden. When I first started going to the Bahamas with these bright orange lines, they laughed at me and they said, oh, you can't fish for bonefish with a bright orange fly line. I said, well, I'm going to. And now Sean Leeden, his brother, all the guides at the Andros Island Bonefish Club, they absolutely love these bright orange fly lines because it helps them.
Yeah, so for the past 6 years now, I've been telling my clients, all of my anglers, about using bright colored lines so it enables them to see exactly the position to where I'm pointing to that target. So having a bright colored line, even when you're false casting, you can gauge the amount of line that you're using to be able to present the adequate length you need to your target. So using bright colored lines enable you to see as an angler your distance and the target that your guide is showing you.
Another thing, Sean, too, is with that bright colored line, when you can see the end of your line, and then you see what the end of the line is doing.
Correct.
And whatever the end of your line is doing, your fly is doing.
Doing the exact same deal.
Just 9, 10, 12 foot away, however long your leader is.
Correct. And you can follow suit with your fish once he's coming onto your fly, because once you can see the end of your line, you know exactly where the position of your fly is, and so you'll know exactly where your target is. Oftentimes, you're not able to see these fish. They're somewhat translucent in the water. But the moment they begin to follow your fly, you can see that shadow start to, follow behind your line. So you'll see that.
Yeah.
That's important.
Last thing I want is a clear fly line.
No, you don't want to use that, man.
No.
You don't want to use that.
They can direct you to the fish better. When your fly line lands, they can tell you what to do because they know what the fly's doing, because the fly's doing exactly what the tip of the fly line is doing. And if they can't see the tip of your fly line, there's no way they can know what the fly is doing. You know, it's kind of a double-edged sword. If you're a really bad caster, having a bright orange fly line will probably make you a better caster and a better angler. But you better strive to become better because you don't want to show them the bright orange fly line. I'm not proposing that the fish don't care. I'm just saying that this helps me so immensely, I just don't ever show it to the fish. Terry goes on to say, thank you for all Mad River does for all of us. Well, thank you, Terry, and thanks to all of you. We couldn't do this without you.